What's up guys, this is GKCookin, back with another episode. Today we're going to be doing a Southwest Fiesta stuffed poblano pepper. I know it's a mouthful, but let me tell you, it's going to be a delicious one. Guys, if you haven't already, click that like button, smash that subscribe button for me, and let's get this thing rocking and rolling, huh? Alright guys, so step one, we're going to go ahead and make our rice. I'm using just brown rice. I have a cup of rice and I'm going to do 2 cups of water. I'm gonna go ahead and get just a little oil in this pan. I have our pan real nice and hot right now. Go ahead and get the 1 cup of brown rice in here. Make sure you clean your rice before you use it. You don't want all that starch on there. Simple trick for you guys. For as much rice as you do twice as much water and you're good to go. All right, so 2 cups water in there. So the way we're gonna do this, I'm gonna bring it to a boil, I'm gonna turn it down to a simmer, cap it off, and just let it cook for about 20 minutes until all the water has evaporated out. The next step, I'm gonna go ahead and cut these guys in half. So I'm gonna chop off the heads first, and then give them a slice right down the middle. And then I'm gonna gut these guys out. Pull that out, make sure you get all this white stuff, all these seeds out of there. And then that right there is going to be perfect. Again, on this side too. Poblanos aren't typically too spicy, but you always want to be careful because all peppers do have a very specific oil on the inside. If you touch that to your eyes or to your face, it will burn regardless. Got your glass pan here. I'm going to go ahead and put a good layer of oil here in the bottom. I'm going to lay these in there. What you want to make sure that you do is you want to get these nice and covered in oil. So get your fingers in there, really rub that around. Rub these guys around in there. Again, make sure that every part of these has oil on them. And be sure not to touch your face, again, while you're doing this or afterwards. It's gonna really hurt. There you go, see that? Real nice and covered in the oil. All right guys, we want to cook these face up about 425 degrees for around 10 to 12 minutes until they're nice and soft and getting brown. We're gonna go ahead and get working on the veggie mixture that we're gonna use for this thing. First off, I'm gonna go ahead and get some oil in the pan. Go ahead and get a couple of tablespoons in there. We're gonna go ahead and get our corn in the pan. I wanna make sure that the corn gets plenty of time to cook because we wanna cook this until it's almost blackened, not quite popping though. So go ahead and get that in there. I wanna make sure you get all those cornels in there, huh? That's pretty good, is that a good job? So we're gonna let this corn cook for about 4 minutes. In the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take these heads of the poblanos from earlier and I'm gonna chop off all of this around the stem. Just pull that out. I'm gonna go ahead and chop this into little pieces and we're gonna eventually throw this in with the veggie mixture as well. We have about a half an onion chopped up. That in there. The rest of these peppers that we chopped up too. And then I have 3 cloves of garlic. We just want everything to soften, really come together, so we're gonna let everything just cook down. Probably gonna need about 5 to 10 minutes until we're ready to throw in our tomatoes. You guys enjoy! Look at those. That's exactly where we want them. They're nice and soft. They have a little bit of a nice brown to them. You can see some bubbles from that oil. Perfect. Absolutely smoking. All right. So as you can see, this corn has gotten really nice and brown. These onions and peppers are starting to sweat. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our seasonings. What we're gonna do is about a half a teaspoon of Himalayan salt, a half a teaspoon or so of ground black pepper. I'm gonna do a teaspoon and a half of cumin, because remember this is Southwest, baby. A teaspoon and a half of paprika. And then we have, of course, we're cooking up some Tex-Mex. So you gotta have yourself some cayenne pepper. Some cayenne pepper. Throw that in. I'm gonna do about a half a teaspoon. We don't want too much because I'm not trying to die today, honestly. I'm gonna do this James Bond style, you know, die another day. Now that we got our seasonings in here, I'm gonna hit it with just a little bit of white wine. Do about a quarter cup of white wine there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw in our tomatoes. So right here, I just have a few Roma tomatoes cut up as well as a tomatillo. Go ahead and get those guys in there. What I want is for these tomatoes to cook down, to be really, really soft and kind of create a sauce.
11 minutes later.
We got our concoction real nice and soft here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and mix in, I'm gonna eyeball about a cup of this cooked rice here. So that's probably good. Again, this mixture is actually done as soon as we get this nice and mixed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and build these guys. So what you wanna do is you just wanna take a good amount of this concoction and just put it right in the middle of these peppers, just like that. And it is totally fine if it flows over the edges or whatever. You know, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be super pretty, but as always, it's gonna be freaking delicious. We're just gonna get a good amount of this queso fresco right over the top. Just like that. Hit these with some cilantro as well. So I'm gonna throw this into the oven on broil for about 2 minutes. You wanna really monitor it while it's cooking, just to make sure that it doesn't burn, because this thing is gonna cook really, really quick. This thing is ready to come out. Oh my gosh. I don't know about you guys, but I am super stoked for this guy. Look at that. Holy snozberries. Oh my gosh. A little spatula, get that in there real good. Get this off my hand though. I might actually need 2 hands to work on this guy. Go ahead and oh baby, it's gonna be a little bit messy. Just remember that, but that's okay. I'm gonna hit this with just a little bit more of that fresh cilantro on top. We got ourselves a delicious Fiesta Poblano pepper right here, ready to rock. All right guys, I'm super stoked to go ahead and eat this guy. Thanks again guys for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, smash that subscribe button for me. I'm about to have myself a little fiesta right here. As always, that is a chop.